Hello and welcome back to J1 Visa Consulting. My name is Everett and I'm going to help put out content for any individuals coming into the United States for the first time. Today will be the first in a series of videos, and I'm going to show you today the top 7 things to do once you've arrived to the United States, whether that be from immigration or through a visa such as the J1 visa. And please keep in mind that this is all coming from consultation with Avery, who you normally see on this channel, who is an experienced immigration specialist. So if that sounds interesting or helpful to you, let's jump into the video. But first, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to help promote our channel. The first thing that you want to do when you arrive to the United States is you want to validate your visa, and this is for the J1 visa only. The way that you do that is you contact your sponsor to validate your visa, and each sponsor has a different policy on how to report your arrival. If you don't do this within 30 days of your start date, your visa status will be inactive. So this is very important. The second thing that you want to do when you arrive to the United States is you want to apply for Social Security. Now, this is absolutely necessary if you are being paid by your U.S. employer. It's a national tax identifying number, and even if you are a foreign national, you're still responsible to pay taxes and will need a Social Security number. Now, this number is confidential. Do not share this number with anybody on any public forum for any reason whatsoever. Very important. The third thing that you want to do when you arrive to the United States is you want to retrieve your I-94 form. Now, this is a record of your arrival into the U.S. and make sure it has the correct visa type under class of admission, or you will have to contact CBP, the U.S. Customs and Border Protection, to correct the error. The fourth thing that you want to do when you arrive to the United States is you want to decide on which bank account you will be using, and you really only have 2 options. A lot of banks, but 2 options. The first option is to use a U.S. bank account, and this will probably be easier for direct deposit purposes instead of a paper check. The second option is to go with your international bank account, which you have from your native country. The fifth thing that you want to do when you arrive to the United States is get a cell phone or a cell phone number. Now, some phone carriers will allow you to use the phone that you have when you came to the United States if you have your SIM card, but if not, make sure that you do get a new phone. There's a lot of phone carriers that you could use: Verizon, Sprint, AT&T, Metro PCS, and just figure out what's the best option for you. The sixth item that you want to do when you arrive to the United States is you want to secure your housing if you haven't already done so. And there's a couple of things that are vitally important, so let's just review them first. The first thing you want to know is if your employer is sponsoring your housing. If so, it's a great benefit because they're, again, quite literally be paying for you to live there. The second item that you want to look at is whether you're going to be living in an apartment and what websites to be using. Some popular ones in the Northeast, for example, are Street Easy and apartments.com. No, this is not sponsored, but it's really easy to use them because there's a lot of different searches that you could use to help you figure out what's the best option for you. There are other things to consider, such as having roommates, such as looking for a furnished apartment for shorter stays if you're in the U.S. for about 6 months. But you do want to make sure that you always are aware of your qualifications, such as your background checks and your immigration documents. Some of these documents could be your offer letter for salary, your passport and visa, and your DS 2019 form. And this one is just for J1 visa holders only. The seventh and probably most important thing that you need to know when you arrive to the United States is how to go to the doctor. Now, in other countries, for example, when you get sick, whether that be a cold or a more serious illness, you go to the hospital for everything. In the United States, that is not the case. If you get your common cold, what you want to do is you want to go to the urgent care, and then they will, of course, take care of you there. But if it is anything that is more serious, a broken arm, temperature over 101, that is when you want to start thinking about going to the hospital. And this is, of course, very important because when you do go to the hospital, the fees can, get extremely high, even with insurance. So just make sure that you are aware of your urgent care centers. And if you don't, you might be putting yourself in a position to be paying a lot more than you would normally want to or like to for something like a common cold. But that sums it up for today's video. That is the top 7 things to do once you arrive to the United States for the first time. And please, thank you for watching the video to the end if you've made it thus far. And make sure to always like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for everything and how to stay up to date in the know with everything J1 visa related coming into the United States for the first time. Until next time, bye-bye.